Hello, and welcome to my very first unboxing from the Broken Binding. What a cool box. There's the Broken Binding right on the spine. Really cool name as well, although let's hope that the book itself does not actually have a broken binding or any sort of damage. Apparently I have number 805. So this is the first book. Broken Binding is a UK bookseller, by the way. It does a lot of really cool sprayed edges and like exclusive designs. And they announced they're going to do a subscription series. And so I bit the bullet on the subscription series. This is the very first title. This is The Blade Itself by Joe Abercrombie. Not wowed by the tape, but it just gets the job done. So let's see. Hopefully, because this came from overseas, hopefully it's nice and bubble wrapped, which it is. Perfect. Let's take a look. So this is the very first book in the First Law trilogy by Joe Abercrombie. But there are so many more stories than just this trilogy in the First Law. He's done 3 spin-off novels, a short story collection with sharp ends, and he's back at it again with his current trilogy, which actually just finished. There's Little Hatred, Wisdom of Crowds, and I can't think what the third one was. I'm taking the bubble wrap with me. But look at this packaging. Whoa. That is really cool. It's got some tape holding it together in the back, but look at that. The First Law, it's got a nice little bow on it. I like it. So this subscription, they're doing like 2 different subscriptions. There's the regular subscription, which I'm in for at least a year, which is going to do this entire First Law trilogy, and then a couple other series beyond that. But they're also doing like mini subscriptions, and those are like, smaller, couple books at a time situation, is my understanding. So we'll see what happens there. They also had, so Joe Abercrombie, if you're not familiar, is a grimdark fantasy author. So grimdark is very, very dark. If you've read like Mark Lawrence, for example, he's grimdark. See, I don't want to destroy the packaging, but I feel like I have to in order to get it unwrapped. We're going to try to do this as like surgically as possible, which might end horribly, but we're going to find out. Can I like slide it out? Keep the packaging intact? People are like, oh, just rip the package open, but yeah, try to preserve it a little bit. Wow. The blade itself. This is actually, it's not really a small press. This is, very much in conjunction with Galance, I believe. Or is it Voyager? Who is that? Yeah, Galance and Orion Audio, I suppose. So this is in conjunction with them. There is a small press edition of, I don't know if it's going to be the First Law, the whole trilogy, or if it's going to just be the blade itself. I would imagine you can do the full trilogy, being done by Curious King. That's going to be pricey. But whoa! Like I said, they do sprayed edges. And look how cool that looks. Oh my god. That is awesome. This is signed by Joe Abercrombie. Signed and numbered. And look at it without the dust jacket. Oh my god. So the dust jacket replicates the first edition dust jacket, although this is by no means a first edition. Those would be hot items. There's Mr. Joe Abercrombie there. Yeah. Oh yeah, there's the further titles. Best Served Cold, Heroes, and Red Country, the spin-offs. Sharp Ends, this collection of short stories, and A Little Hatred, Trouble of Peace, and The Wisdom of Crowds. That's what the other one was I was thinking of. Maybe one day they being the Broken Binding, will do the whole series. But wow! Say one thing for Logan Ninefingers. Logan Ninefingers is one of the 3 main characters. And you have Glocta, and oh god, what was the third guy's name? Third guy's like a captain of the guard. Nice end papers as well. Look at that. So this is signed by Joe Abercrombie. That's his little scribble. This is number 805 out of 1,500. So like I said, it's not really a small press in that regard. But they do kind of small press things. They're doing their own little books that are in conjunction with bigger presses like Galance. But they're doing nice little small press touches. Like nice illustrated end papers, and of course the wonderful sprayed page edges. I believe all 3 of them will probably make the star once you have the before they're hanged and the last argument of kings. If you haven't read Joe Abercrombie, he's fantastic. If you're into grimdark. If you're not into grimdark, or you're not really sure if you're into fantasy, give it a shot. I say give it a shot. I personally am more a fan, this is going to be scandalous to say, of Abercrombie's Shattered World series. Shattered Sea trilogy, which is half king, half a world, and half a war. That's more like it's meant to be more, I guess, younger audience, not like kids, but like, I guess like teens, late teens, than this, which is much more mature. But it's phenomenal. Or Mark Lawrence, who I've got a couple books by. You can check him out if you want to check out some grimdark. But anyways, this subscription is closed off. Yeah, it's got a little slight bump to the corner there, but nothing terrible. But I imagine you'll be able to find copies in the secondary market. And who knows, maybe if they somehow didn't fill up all 1,500 subscriptions, then you can jump onto it. Oh, Jezel. That was the other guy's name. Jezel Dan Luthar. But anyways, very, very nice packaging to have made it across the pond there. And I'm loving the presentation of the packaging as well. Absolutely superb. Very much looking forward to what the Broken Binding does going forward. And I'll be sure to unbox all those here on this channel, so please consider liking and subscribing, and we'll see you around next time.